French champions PSG are facing a complete crisis just 4 days ahead of the new season kicks off. They were already embroiled in a contract standoff with 2018 World Cup winner Kylian Mbappe, and now Brazilian superstar Neymar has reportedly said that he wants to leave the club. So should Neymar join Barcelona again? That's what we are going to discuss in this live. Hello and welcome to WION Sports Extra. I am Nikhil Mathur and I'm joined by my sports editor Bio and by my colleague Vidur Kathuria. The first picture that I saw this morning when I was writing the story was Neymar, Mbappe and Messi.
Yeah, you forgot to mention Messi, and he exited before this tamasha happened.
Yeah.
He must be so happy.
That was the Project PSG. Project PSG, but it's more or less over now.
I think I called it, if you see the promos on WION, I called it the theatre of the absurd. I mean, here, I think this just shows that ultimately, when it comes to winning, only a cohesive team can win. We spoke about Man City yesterday and saw the sort of interplay last season between Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland. Why did United have a problem? Because Ronaldo was the larger-than-life figure in the dressing room. We don't see that at Liverpool. Obviously, when it came to a situation, Sadio Mane left and Mo Salah became the preeminent voice along with Jordan Henderson and James Milner. So I think the problem with PSG has always been the fact that even Neymar and Mbappe to an extent, I think it worked for them initially. I mean, they complemented each other. But obviously, as Mbappe grows older, he's sort of inheriting the mantle of the world's best. And then you are playing against playing with someone like a Neymar who was supposed to be that inheritor of that mantle. It never happened. I mean, Neymar moved from Barca to PSG hoping to win either the Ballon d'Or or the... Luka Modric won it in that intervening period. Who else has won it?
Benzema.
Benzema has won it. He's not won it. Lewandowski won it twice. Yeah. So, I sort of get it why he wants to go now. But you would have thought that maybe with Mbappe...
I think if you look at the question, should he move to Barcelona? The question is, can he move to Barcelona?
No, hang on. He can go to Barcelona. Can they afford him is the question.
So, can they afford him and can they register him? They're already, I think...
way behind schedule.
Second season in a row where they are failing to register the new signings. I think
not second, three.
Yeah.
I mean, go back to that season where they couldn't register Messi. That's why he left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think when you look at PSG, they are now prepared for a future without Mbappe, without Neymar, and obviously Messi is already there. So they are moving now in a different direction. And if you look at the signings they have made 6-7 signings. So they probably have a more well-rounded squad now, and obviously they are moving away from that superstar culture.
And they're going more French. The fact that even Dembele is coming, it's like a core French core. And listen, why not? I mean, the French team, World Cup winners, finalists in the next edition, the talent coming out of France is immense. So if PSG sort of become what, say, Ajax were back in the day, before Ajax became a feeder club. I mean, there was a point when Ajax had the best talent in the Netherlands. You go to Italy, it was always the Milan clubs which had the best Italian talent. Yeah. In fact, just go back and look at all those years when they won the World Cups. How many Italian players played outside of Italy?
Italian players have always tended to play in their own
right now, obviously the market dictates that Italian league isn't that big compared to, say, the Premier League in terms of finances. Or I think Fabio Grosso played in Lyon when they won in 2006. I think that's a problem.
Yeah. But I think they're going in the right direction because I feel like building a squad would give you better results than buying players and trying to fit into that system with Luis Enrique at the helm. And they signed Gonzalo Ramos on a loan deal and they're building a good squad.
Ramos on a loan deal has to be seen in terms of the larger picture. It's a loan deal for one season, means he's the cover for Mbappe.
Yeah.
That means Mbappe is going.
And obviously they will look to sign him permanently depending on how the season goes. They can do that. They've also signed Marco Asensio, which is also another strong signing, Champions League winner.
Yeah. Real Madrid, proven sort of
Champions League player. Coming back to Neymar, I think he now thinks that he cannot win the Champions League
at PSG.
And again, the reason he moved there was to win all those individual awards. He doesn't feel he can do that now at PSG, and he wants another crack at the Champions League. He wants to go to a club where he can do that, and finally, he's personally, I think he still wants to win those individual awards. That will cement his status as one of the greatest players of the 21st century.
Which I don't see that. Which of the clubs, as he's saying, he can't go to Barca? Okay, it's not happening. Let's be very honest. Bayern are going after Harry Kane,
Yeah.
and obviously they need a striker. They don't need a wide attacking player. Correct? That's where Neymar's best position is. Where? Premier League? Chelsea?
He was linked to Chelsea.
Man United? He's been linked before.
But Man United, I think, already have got a striker in Rasmus Højlund, so I don't know if they want to spend that much amount on Neymar because he's not going to come cheap.
Yeah.
And his wages. So I think Chelsea is the only option. If he wants to have a crack at Champions League, they can afford his wages.
No, but they're not in the Champions League.
This season, they are not in the
Chelsea are 12th last season, okay? They're not playing anything. Except, they're playing, actually, to be fair to Chelsea, they're playing the Premier League, they're playing the FA Cup, and they're playing the League Cup. Let's leave it at that. Nothing else.
I think Todd Bowley will definitely be interested because he wants a global superstar to be at the club. We saw that last season with Ronaldo. There were talks about him going after Ronaldo. He was very keen on that move. It didn't happen. And I think once again, if Neymar is available and if the report that's come out of L'Equipe is correct, then I think Chelsea will definitely be after Neymar.
But let's explain the situation with Barcelona, why it can't happen. First and foremost, Xavi Hernandez doesn't want him.
Yeah, he said.
Okay, and I think in a club like Barcelona, where Xavi has taken them from the absolute pits to the championship, to La Liga, there's no way Laporta is even thinking of signing a player who Xavi does not want. Okay, so that's out of the window. Even if somehow Xavi is convinced, they have not been able to register Ilkay Gundogan. Okay, and a couple of more players they have signed. So they have to sell Dembele. That money has to be factored in. Then they can probably register one player. They've obviously, with Busquets and Alba going, some money has happened. I think that went mostly to sign Gavi or to register Gavi, who's available for free to the rest of the world. So Barcelona are facing a financial. What's the right word we used? Financial quagmire. They're in a financial quagmire. Yeah. You can't even get Messi, so forget Neymar.
Yeah, so basically that they want to sell Dembele and Frank Kessie and probably then register Gundogan first and then probably get another player.
Yeah.
So it looks difficult for Neymar. I mean, his father though denied the report that he said, that Neymar hasn't said anything about leaving the club, but these are just tactics.
Neymar Sr. Was recently seen coming to blows with police in Brazil. So, and transfer dealings. I mean, which club, which agent has always confirmed that it's happening?
Yeah.
Remember what Salah's agent was doing last year? It was funny comments, and then the deal happened. So, these are all tactics, and perhaps it's a bargaining tactic. Perhaps he's telling PSG that now your two superstars have gone. I am the big man over here.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah. Because I find it a bit strange. He came to Barca at a time when Enrique was there, and he's a great relationship.
Yeah.
That was the MSN era. Yeah. Messi, Suarez, Neymar. And that was a great team. It was perhaps the last great team of superstars we have seen. I mean, I'm not sure you can call the Man City team a team of superstars. It's a great team.
Yeah.
But that superstar team to sort of win the way they did that one season.
Yeah, arguably the greatest attacking trio of
all time,
recent times.
Yeah.
And I agree with you because at PSG, I mean, with Mbappe, let's say he leave for Real Madrid next season and Messi gone, Neymar would be their main man. And Enrique is building a good team. So I think with this PSG, Neymar would have had a shot at Champions League. But let's see.
But listen, once you lose the two names that you mentioned, you're even no longer in Champions League contention.
Yeah.
Even if Neymar is plays this season for PSG, you honestly think they're going to be Champions League contenders?
Not really.
They don't have a team.
Yeah.
It's in fact difficult to look beyond. I think Bayern with Harry Kane will be a big team. I think Man City will always start favorites. So I just don't see this. I'm telling you, I get a feeling United will come in because shirt sponsorship, all of that, Neymar, it fits the brand.
And he was linked to United as well. Before this transfer happened, he was linked to Manchester United. Let's see if that happens. Let's look at the poll or some comments.
Some comments? Yeah, he sent us something.
We have Ken says no. He disowned Barcelona when they needed him most.
Barca fan.
They will serve as deterrent to players who plays mostly for money and not passion. Moreover, he's injury prone.
Good
Misses
point.
important games to injury, especially when you need him the most. We don't want you back. Clearly,
Clearly Barca fan.
Message.
Strong Barca fan. Strong Barca fan.
yeah. And some valid points, some maybe
Yeah,
not.
he is
but
injury prone.
Injury prone.
Isn't he? Study one. And he's always been sort of injury prone. You remember, always sort of before a second round of a Champions League, February, March was Neymar injury time.
Yeah. But Neymar is the only player who was promised so much. But in terms of,
But I think we made a mistake. We've focused on the individuals. But what a joke that's underway at PSG. What does this tell you about the club? The way it's been run. They're the laughing stock of the world.
yeah.
You had three of the greatest footballers of this generation, barring, say, Ronaldo, who's not there. And you couldn't make it work. And now all three want out. This is the bigger joke.
Poor man management, and the way they have managed the deals of those players, obviously poor. None of the three players are happy, or were/are happy. Messi wasn't happy. Mbappe is clearly not happy. And
No, but he's not happy despite you reducing the managers to puppets.
yeah.
Despite you having Neymar and Messi, it was Mbappe calling the shots. I mean, a manager like Pochettino, who's a proven customer at this level, was like waiting for it to just finish. And he perhaps left them. He was happy when they said, we're not extending. And he walked out.
Yeah. I feel like you need a footballing director who understands football and a bit of management, because I feel like with the Qatari owners, I mean,
No, but they had, right? For the longest time, Leonardo was the unquestioned Badsha, as they say. I just think that even Real, there's a method to the Galactico madness.
yeah.
Florentino Perez knows when to spend the cash. He spent the money and burnt his fingers with Eden Hazard. Not that he bought a flop, but Hazard was injury prone and whatever happened. But then you see he's waited for Mbappe. They actually spent that money last year with Kamavinga and who else did they get? This small signings, Rodrigo and all that, yeah. So I just think you got to be smart about it. And listen, if they want to spend 200 million, they can spend 200 million on Mbappe right now because they have the money in the bank.
The thing about Real is they're run very differently. Everyone knows who the boss at Real Madrid is. There is no question Florentino Perez runs the show.
And
that
any
will
player
continue.
who has a problem is out.
Yes.
Let's look at who's gone. Ronaldo's gone out. Ramos has gone out. Isco. I mean, Asensio, everyone. Benzema. Right. All gone.
So let's take a look at the polls.
Should Neymar return to Barcelona? 52% say yes, he should. 48% say no.
Ken is obviously
one of them.
Obviously among the 48%.
So what do we have on our show at 6:30 p.m. IST?
Women's World Cup. Will we get on the upset? Colombia versus Jamaica. What a story, huh?
Yeah.
What a story. Absolutely lovely story. Crowdfunded their way. Sort of taken the world by storm. Responsible for Brazil's exit. Obviously, the tennis is underway at the Rogers Cup, as they call it, Toronto and Montreal, men's event in Toronto and women's there. Francis Tiafoe getting knocked out by Milos Raonic. What a story there. I mean, Raonic, remember, almost gave up the sport because he was injured and he's found new motivation. When we talk about so many exits from the sport of tennis in the last, say, 1.5 years, Barty, Serena, Nadal's on the semi-break, Federer, you have a comeback. A Grand Slam champion, former world number one, is coming back today in a Liverpool fan. A Liverpool fan in women's singles. Wozniacki is coming back. And also, I think I'm excited about new changes to the PGA Tour schedule. Obviously, the top level, the creamy layer, they get even more sort of pushed away from the players who actually are the life and soul of the tour. But good to see that Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus have fought very hard. Their events, which despite being a live style 60-70 field, will have a cut. The rest of the tournaments will not have a cut. So, what was the PGA Tour saying about no cut events and live golf? It's the live effect.
And of course, India versus West Indies, the third T20. India needs to win the match to keep the series alive. So yeah, all that and much more on our show at 6:30 p.m. IST. Thanks for tuning in.